Hello, it's Glamstract here. Another video, another foundation review. And today's foundation is the Future Skin Foundation by Chantecaille. This is an oil-free gel foundation and the shade that I've picked for myself is Vanilla. This is what the foundation looks like outside of this box. It's a pretty nice jar. You do get the usual standard amount on here of 30 grams and it is made in Japan. It's a very thick consistency, but it's not heavy on the skin. Coverage wise, I would say it's definitely like a solid medium coverage, but still looking natural though. I do wish that this foundation came with its own little spatula so you can scoop out the product instead of using your fingers or something external. It would be nice if it was just like included in the box, just like a teeny little thing, just to like literally pick up the product and put it on your back of your hand or on a little plate as you prefer, and then you can go with your brush or your fingers or your beauty blender to really blend it in. I've been using this foundation now for 4 weeks, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely 3 to 4 weeks. I haven't used it every day, of course, just like, you know, because I wanted to test out other products as well. I'm really loving this brand and what the charity and what it stands for. It's just beautiful to see when a brand is not just focused on itself, but it also does good externally. I am also going to be testing out for you some other Chantecaille product. As you can see, I went really ham on purchasing this product because I just love it so much. So I went with the 3 blush shade. I couldn't decide which blush shade I wanted, so I said, why not, I'm just gonna go with all 3 of them. They did have 2 cream or 3 cream highlighters, but I just went with one. I went with the SHEEN, yes, SHEEN. I also went with the cream gel bronzer, which is pretty good. We'll go about it in a minute a little more. And I also purchased the Le Camouflage Stylo. It's like an anti-fatigue corrector pen, but I use it as a concealer. My absolutely favorite powder, because yes, the Fenty Beauty Butter powder is now no longer my favorite. Still my favorite, but not the #1 anymore. Actually, Chantecaille has replaced Fenty Beauty now for quite a while. I've been using this non-stop. It's just beautiful. It's so smoothing. It's non-drying. It sets the skin so good. It's talc-free. Talc-free is the new way to be. All of these products are no animal testing, fragrance-free, gluten-free, and vegan, which is perfect. What are you waiting for? Get on this brand. I have my usual skincare down. If you want to find out what my skincare is, nighttime, daytime routine, link will be on top here, or if you scroll down in my page, you'll be able to find my skincare routine. To prep and prime my skin, I go with my go-to, never changing it, the Vitamin Enriched Face Base by Bobbi Brown. Lately, I've been really enjoying applying foundation with my own fingers. In fact, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just gonna pat it, massage it into the skin as if I'm applying moisturizer. I'm just gonna use my pinky. My hands are clean, by the way. Always wash your hands before doing anything. And I'm just gonna go with my pinky and grab a little bit of this. And really what I'm gonna do, this might look a little weird, but I'm really just gonna massage it in between my fingers this way. As we said, fragrance-free, no fragrance at all, which is great. And just apply it. So I'm just gonna put it on as a cream and then I'm gonna pat it in. Usually I'm not fussed on how to apply foundation. No, I'm not that kind of person. I only use Beauty Blender. I only use a brush. I only use my fingers. You know, I really am very fully versatile when it comes to makeup. I can use things for different things, and I for example now, this is my phase of applying foundation with my fingers because I just love it. I just love how natural and how the warmth of your fingers can really make it blend in and sink into the skin. You can really make a lot of foundation work when you use your fingers instead of a beauty blender or a brush. This is my bottom half of my face done. As you can see, it is just gorgeous. It looks so natural, so perfect. It like gives you like a little bit of a glow. Of course, you can go and build it up a little bit more if you go with a second layer, but as usual, I do like my natural layer of foundation because it just looks like skin. It's clean and perfected. So I'm gonna go and do my forehead now. Just using patting, I'm almost like lightly slapping my my skin to really apply it on. It just because if I drag it, I feel like I'm removing product, or I'm just like digging it into the pores, and that doesn't sit right in my head, even though I'm doing the same thing by patting it. But anyway, but if I tap it or if I slap it, it feels like I'm doing something right, and at the end the result is amazing. And when you do it with your fingers, it really feels like you're not missing any spot and everything looks seamless. But foundation, I'm just talking about the application, I'm so sorry. The foundation is gorgeous, it's beautiful. I have nothing negative to say about this foundation, just like my previous review about the skin tint, the tinted moisturizer by Chantecaille, which I have it in the same shade vanilla. If you want to check that one out, the link will be on top here as well, or just scroll down in my page, you'll find it. But it's one of the most recent ones. It sinks into the skin beautifully, it stays on the skin beautifully, it doesn't sit on top of the stick, it blends with your skin. It's just gorgeous. And the coverage is decent, it's like a medium coverage. You can build that up to a solid medium. Now I got a light to medium coverage going on because I just went very lightly with it. It looks natural, it looks radiant, it's very long lasting as well. At the end of the day, you still have a nice foundation on your skin, you know, proper solid 8 hours shift. It will last very nicely on the skin. I would say the shade vanilla is definitely more on the yellowy side, but not too dramatic because I don't like personally yellow foundations. I'm over neutral undertones, so I like when a foundation looks neutral, not too pink, not too yellow, more like skin nude. But it's giving like a little bit of warmth. I think definitely perfect now that we're approaching summer to have something a little bit, tiny little bit warmer. So yeah. Now onto the Camouflage Stylo. This is basically like a corrector, concealer sort of things. I have it in the shade number 2, and is one of those pens, like one of those clicky pens that you click. I don't know if I've used this in my other video, maybe I did. If not, I'm just repeating it for you. I just clicked the thing and product came out already. Let's see, sometimes these clicky pens really takes time for the product to really come out. Yeah, here you go. But all you need of this is just really not too much. This is a very natural concealer. Not my favorite, I have to keep it real. Not my favorite concealer, but is definitely doing the job. So this is the concealer applied. As you can see, it's beautiful. Definitely the little bit of brightening under the eyes. It's not doing an amazing job in covering, but I'm okay with that because I'm all about that natural looking skin. Now I'm gonna go into contouring or bronzer. This is a Radiant Gel bronzer. This bronzer, you just need a very tiny bit of it because it is super, super pigmented and is more on the yellowy side, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I wish I had more shade in this, but I believe this is the only shade, correct me if I'm wrong. But all you need is like a tiny little dot that really does all for you. To blend, so I'm just gonna use the Chanel foundation brush and I'm just gonna dot it a little bit here. And I'm just gonna work it into the skin. You don't need to worry that as soon as you apply, you need to blend it straight away. They're not drying like so fast. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if you're able to see it on camera, but this contour is really pigmented. And it's not a negative thing, it's actually pretty good. That means that that little tube is gonna last you forever because you only need a little bit of it. So contour, bronzer applied. It's just so beautiful. It gives me such a summertime vibe. You know when you just like bronze goddess kind of vibe? Just so pretty looking. So we have Lively, which is the peachier orangey color. Color Happy, which is more like a pinky color. And then we also have the color Vibrant, which is like more like a reddish plummy pink color. Today I'm feeling like, because I'm going already for like this summertime yellow toned contour slash bronzer, I'm gonna carry on with this vibe and go with the Lively, which is the peachiest, orangiest of them all. So I'm really going for this like summer vibe as summer's approaching anyway. With this, I feel like the pigment is not as strong as the bronzer. It's definitely a builder. This is the color over here, and I will give you a swatch of the other two as well. This one's just works so well on top of powder as well. This is something that I feel like I need to highlight. It just works so well on the powder. It doesn't disturb anything underneath. So soft, but so effective. It's just beautiful. And I've just used the whole pump basically that I've taken out. As I said, these are more on the lighter side. They're not like woo kind of blushes. It's like a rice, like a one piece of rice size per cheek, I would say. But once he's on, isn't it just gorgeous? Look at that, and it leaves a nice glow behind. Pretty. Now on to highlighter, and for highlighter I'm also going to use the anti-aging face illuminator, and it's in the shade Sheen. It's a beautiful sort of champagne pearlescent color. This is the color. With this, I always had a little bit of trouble applying it because it felt like it sits on the skin. It doesn't really blend in as much. But I feel like the more you work on the back of your hands before you go in it, the better it looks. So it's definitely a builder again. Something that, yeah, and also don't hesitate with this. Slap it on, work it on. If you hesitate, that's when I feel like the highlighter is not as looking as good as it is. You see, now that I applied it on and I worked on the back of my hands, it really looks as if it's not cracky or anything like that. I think I was taking too much time, but once you put it on, you know, put it on, don't hesitate. Here you go. Isn't it just gorgeous? Now onto my favorite powder. This is just amazing. As I said in the very intro, I am obsessed with this powder. It has replaced my obsession for Fenty Beauty. I know I've used that powder for 5 years maybe, but this has definitely replaced the obsession. But sadly, they have discontinued this powder, and honestly broke my heart when I went to the counter and they said that to me, because this is just so good. I feel like I just found a new love. But I feel like once I finish this, I have to go back to my Fenty and then do my research again. But I went to the counter and I purchased another tub because I said I don't want to finish this and already go back to Fenty. So I bought another one, even though I still got plenty of this, because I wanted to. I love it so much. That's all. It comes with a puff, with his own Chantecaille puff, with like a sticker, but I didn't fully take it off because otherwise it'll just become too messy. I just peeled off so just 2 holes shows up, and then I just put it in the lid, a little bit top, a little bit off, and then I close it again. I actually don't use the puff. I know it comes with a puff, so you might use the puff, but I prefer still to use the brushes. I haven't experimented with the puff yet. I feel like I will at some point, not yet. The nice thing about this powder is that it really doesn't feel dry or cakey, or it does the creases. It's just, you know, when you just put a product on and you're like, yeah, that's it, that's the one. And you just don't know how to explain it. It's just good, you know? I'm just applying the powder where I naturally really get a little bit oily. In fact, I'm not really going to disturb too much of my face. I'm definitely gonna apply some on my forehead. But I'm gonna go with a bigger brush. And honestly, I'm not applying too much of this powder. A little bit goes a long way. Here you go, and powder is applied as well. Look how smooth my under eye look, and if you can just feel the skin, it's so soft and smooth and velvety. It is perfect. At the end of the video, I applied all the products that I wanted to show you. I hope you managed to see everything. Let me give you a quick swatch of the other two blushes that I didn't get to show you. So as I said, I used on my cheek lightly, so you got the visual representation on my face. Now I'm going to swatch for you the Happy and also the Lively. It's like a little bright, but we have Happy on top here, and we also have Lively on top here. So if we blend them in very slightly, here you go. Happy is like a very soft baby pink, and the Vibrant, as I said, is a very punchy reddish wine color. Here you go, and we are towards the end of this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about these products? Have you used them before? Are you thinking of purchasing them? My personal advice is, yes, go for it, because they are beautiful, they really works, and it is a really a good cause brand. You know, I'm sure some of their product profits goes to some of the charities. I think they do a lot of with the wild animal, you know, giraffes, zebras, elephants. You know, it's all about nature and protecting the animals, which is like a very nice cause. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, but also if you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs up as well. Why not? Let's spread the love. And while you're here on my YouTube channel, why don't you just go ahead and subscribe down here, and also head over to my Instagram and follow me there at Glamstract as well, if you like. Hopefully I'll share soon. Apologies for my absence. But thanks for watching once again, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.